What type of bait questions does collectors use on the consumer? Welcome to Blind Intelligence. I'm your host, Foresight. This is not legal advice. This is not financial advice. If you would like legal advice and financial advice, I suggest you find yourself a competent professional, and please, by all means, be advised. What I'm about to say here is strictly for information and education purposes only. And the views and opinions of me, the host, is not of the views and opinions of any platform that hosts Blind Intelligence. Now, you saw the top of the question that I asked. Yeah, what type of questions that these collectors ask the consumers to bait them into forking over their money. And I'm talking about the third-party debt collectors, Millen Funding, LV&V, Folio Recovery, and many others. They use all different types. They ask all different types of questions. They got this, I call it the nice, they being nice tactics. So they ask questions like, these type of big questions like, I know you're struggling. And I just, just can you pay something today? That's the most nastiest tactic that can be used, is when they pretend to be nice. They keep you from, when they nice, they keep your stress level down, so to speak. In other words, they still getting your money. They rush you. They give you these. They use these rush tactics. Hey, can you look? You need to pay us today. Can you pay us today? That way we can kind of make things current, make your account current. Tactics. Then they use these other tactics where they say sometimes they use these forceful tactics. They say, hey, if you don't pay us today, we're gonna take it to another level. Then, like, on some of you ladies out there, here's another thing that I know you probably heard. I know you're struggling. I'm just trying to do my job. I don't mean no harm, and I don't mean no disrespect. I'm just trying to do my job. All these strange little tactics that they use to get you to fork over your money. You didn't take out the loan with them. You didn't do no type of business with them in no type of way. But here they calling you because they picked up your information for pennies on the dollar, along with a whole bunch of other people who owed their creditor. The creditors, for example, like say if it was Capital One, or let's say it was one of those American Express cards, or I don't know, one of them, Discover card or something like that. Any type of credit card, and you didn't pay it 180 days when they charged it off. Now here come those third-party debt collectors. They're gonna pick it up for pennies on a dollar. And these are the things that they do in order to get you to pay them, the rest of the balance that you owe. They'll even lie and say, and they can lie. Lying is not illegal. It's only perjury is illegal in the court systems. But for them to say it over the phone or in a letter, that's not lying. They'll say, we're collecting on the debt on behalf. They just lied to you. They said, this is the debt collecting on behalf of Discover. We're collecting on behalf of American Express. And then when they say something that you're familiar with, they got you. Now they sent you in a frenzy. Oh, they must be, because I do owe Capital One. And then you go forking over your bread from a lie. Because this is how you know that they're a debt collector. And remember this. They tell you, they say, we're going to assume that this debt is valid. We're going to assume that this debt is valid by you not answering us. Now, the way you rebut an assumption is through a fact. Case in point. You know how the courtroom structure is made. You got your prosecutor, attorney, your defense, right? Okay. Well, let's look at this for a minute. The prosecuting attorney is the one that brought the case. Now they got to prove their case. You ain't sit there, you ain't got to say a word. As a if you're a defense, you don't have to say anything. They're the ones that got to prove their case. So what are they going to do? They're going to come with everything is an assumption or a presumption. In the courts, it's a presumption. On paper, it's an assumption. Let's do with the debt collectors. Because they say at the bottom of the paper, we're going to assume that this debt is valid if you don't answer us. And the same thing in the courtroom, we're going to assume, the judge is going to assume that what the prosecuting attorney is saying is true because you have not submitted no affidavits, you have not testified under penalties of perjury, you did nothing to rebut that presumption, and what you're going to rebut the presumption with the fact, sworn affidavit or by testimony. And it's the same thing with the debt collector. So don't let them bait you, which they're gonna do. They're gonna bait you with all these different questions. They're gonna try everything, every trick in the book. They'll try, all nuances and everything, just to get you to pay them. Now, the first thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna send them rebut them. So I'm gonna rebut that letter and I'm gonna say, okay, blah blah blah, under the Fair Debt Collection Practices Act, 15 USC 1692G, under the validation, all, and I'll put it in all caps. In all caps, all communication must cease. I'll put that whole sentence in capital letters. All communications must cease. Until, if they can't provide proof or evidence that they own that debt, that means don't contact me no more. And that's what it is. that's what that is. That's what it's all about. All you got to do is rebut that presumption, the assumption. It's what it is. It's an assumption with a fact. And how you get them is you tell them, says, here's what you do. Here's the fact. Under 15 USC 1692G says, in the validation, it says this. That's a fact. And they have to abide by that as a debt collector. See how easy that is? Very easy. You don't know how to write it? Put it in on ChatGPT. Put it in the style and tone of any author that you read. Put in the style and tone of any author. Yeah, I'll give you one. Do the author John Grisham. He has a mean. He's mean. He's mean. And watch the magic happen. See, I'm not saying the magic words is going to get you out of it. No. But when I say the magic, I'm talking about the response that you're going to get. The debt collector, either they're going to go away or they're going to prove their case. And they're not going to be able to do it. And don't let them send you no printouts. That's not validation. That's not validation. Printouts is not validation. So don't get them to punk you into printouts. Printouts sucks. They have to adhere to what you've said in that letter. And this is how you get the debt collectors when they try to bait you with all these different types of questions. Knowing what your rights are, knowing what the rules are, and being responsible will put you back in control. I'm your host. This is Blind Intelligence, and thank you for watching. By the way, if you find this video enlightening and informative, please leave me, subscribe, and follow the video. Because I'm gonna be going on a lot, and I will definitely appreciate if you would subscribe and share this information. We'll talk to you soon.